Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If it is your first time here, hello. I feel like I'm shouting to you guys, and I am so excited for today's video. So today I'm gonna be doing a full face of Fenty makeup. You guys, I'm thrilled for today's makeup tutorial because like I said, it's a full face of Fenty makeup and I'm working with Fenty in today's video, which is so exciting. So they reached out to me a few months ago in regards to doing a video using their brand new Snap Shadows, which is all in my eyes, the new mascara, full frontal, and their new fly liner. And I said, hell yes. I've been playing with everything kind of on the low. And then last week they sent me a box to stock me up on any products I may need. And it was a huge box. So I could not resist all the goodies in there. I decided to make this look a full face of Fenty because I've never done a full face of Fenty and actually sometimes never do a full face of one brand, but Fenty has it all. Brow products, primer, foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer, lip, everything you guys see on my face is what they have. So I wanted to give you guys a pretty wearable look that was bomb and kind of channeling my inner 90s. It was supposed to be very like model, but we're kind of a little like a 90s chola, modern. I don't even know what to call this look. So like I said, we're featuring all Fenty in today's video, their new products as well. And I'll take you guys step by step on this entire look. So before we get into today's video, as always, please subscribe if you guys are not. I would love for you guys to join the family on here. And yeah, you guys grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's jump into today's video. It's hot. Ooh, it's hot, hot, hot. Hi guys, I am so excited for today's makeup look. As I'll let you guys know, today is a full face of Fenty from head to toe, including the brows. And I usually skip brows on camera because it takes forever, but it's so important and it's a big part of this look. So let's get into the first product. So I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Brow MVP Ultra Fine Brow Pencil and Styler. And I'm gonna be using the shade Medium Brown. So I'm gonna start off by sketching the product towards the tail of my brow. This is where I really need product at. And I really need to define. So I'm just lightly sketching it on, filling in all the gaps, and then creating that nice arch and tail. Comment down below if your brow never grew back on the tail. After I tweezed them out when I was young, they never grew out the same. Like they've always been kind of funky. So I struggle with my brows, to be very honest with you guys. They are just so thick and coarse, and I require so much product in there. But obviously I want it to look as natural as possible. I don't want no Sharpie brow. I find that sketching the product on works best for my kind of brow shape. I'm taking now the styler and buffing it in. So this is so different than a spoolie. It's almost like a brush. And what's good about that is that it buffs it in to look very natural, and it doesn't lift the product off. Sometimes a spoolie is really harsh and it will actually lift it off, but this is actually very gentle as it's kind of just brushing the product around. So next I'm gonna fill in the front of my brow, which is my favorite part to fill in. I find it to look more natural when you sketch the product on, just like you saw me do it all over, but it's almost just slightly tapping and feathering it into. And I actually like to go a little bit past where the hair ends and kind of like fake some hair because I don't have hair all the way over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this side of the brow off camera, and I'll be back to show you guys how to do a quick cleanup. I'm gonna take in the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer in the shade 140 and a super tiny brush. This is, I don't even know where this is from. It's so old. So I'm applying the concealer towards the inner corner of my brow, which is so different. Normally I start on the arch of the brow, extend it out to the tail, and then add the rest of it towards the inner part of the brow. But sometimes it looks so carved out and it's so over the top, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get my brows to look naturally full and perfect, but still with makeup on. So I started doing it this way recently and actually think it looks so much softer and so much better. So I'm now gonna go in with the 180 concealer. I'm pretty much adding this as a base for the eyelid, but also I wanna correct a little bit before I go in with the shadows. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tap this now on with my finger, blend it out as nicely as possible. Next, we're gonna get into the shadows, and I'm so excited to show you guys the shadows we're gonna be playing with today. So Fenty has recently launched the new Snap Shadows. There's 8 palettes they launched, and they are the cutest palettes ever. I've actually already been playing with them, so I can tell you right now that the quality, the formula, and the payoff in these shadows is amazing. So there are 8 palettes, as I said, that come with 6 shadows. I'm having Sebas zoom in on us to show you guys a close-up of the reason these are called Snap Shadows. So you can actually snap them and make one palette out of them, which is really cool. So you can mix and match all the shadows. And let me give you guys a close up on the shadows. So this one is the deep neutrals, cool neutrals, peach palette, rose right here, pastel frost. We have the smoky palette. And then right here I have Cadet and True neutrals, which are the palettes that I'm gonna play with today. You can get one palette for $25, or you can mix and match and it will be $45. So these are available now on Sephora and Fenty Beauty if you guys wanna check them out after the video. Before I get into the shadows though, I am gonna pop pop on a little bit of the amplified eye primer onto my lid. So yes, I did do a little bit of concealer first, but I do want to do this just to amplify my eye, you know? Do what it says it's going to do. So I'm going to be going in first with the Cadet palette, and I'm going to use the shade Take Cover. So just like many of my tutorials, I'm going to take the color first into the crease and then lightly work it into the inner corner of my eye. And I'm going to use the same shade and just a little bit of a smaller brush and go again right into that crease area. And I'm just focusing the color mainly on the crease and also kind of extend it out. Okay, so same thing on this side, just starting on the crease and then working my way up. This is honestly such a beautiful transition color. It's actually a little bit cool as well, which is so nice because normally I play with a lot of warmer tone shades, but this one has a little bit of that taupey cool undertone. So I think it goes perfect for this whole look. And then now I'm gonna take in that color again with that smaller brush and connect it to the inner corner of the eye. And we are still working again with that same color from the Cadet palette. We haven't changed yet, but just this color alone, it's perfect. It is so nice. And you can see it blends out so nicely. So next I'm gonna go in with the True Neutrals palette. And this is truly a really great everyday go-to palette. You get all your everyday shades in here. So I'm gonna be tapping into these two shades first, and I'm gonna be applying these pretty much all over my crease, kind of just everywhere. So the first color I'm gonna go in with is Come and Get It. This one is just a little deeper than the first shade I used. Perfect for the crease. So next I'm gonna tap into the shade Affogato. I hope I'm saying that right. And I'm pretty much going to be adding this onto pretty much the crease, just right there. And I'm gonna take in that blending brush and blend it out. Again, everything is gonna be very nice and blown out. No lines of demarcation, nice and soft, but again, very blown out. All right, darlings, I think that looks good for the browns in transition. So I'm gonna move back into the Cadet palette and I'm gonna play with this color. So it kind of looks a little similar to the one in the True Neutrals. However, True Neutrals is gonna be a little bit more gold, while the Cadet one is a little bit more on the brown, deeper like bronzy side, and that's exactly what I want. So I'm gonna tap this on with my finger. I want it to be super blended. And you can do it with the brush, but the finger does a great job at applying it exactly where you need it to be. And lastly, we are gonna be adding some color into the inner corner of the eye. And for once, we're not gonna do metallic. I feel like for the vibe I'm going for, I want it to be a little bit more on the matte side. So I'm gonna pick up the matte shade from the True Neutrals palette and just kind of pop it right in the inner corner of the eye. Still unsure if I'm gonna be adding any kind of liner to the outer corner of the eye. I don't know. I might do it a little later. I'll let you guys know. But for now, we're gonna move into some mascara. So I have right here for you guys the new Fenty Full Frontal Mascara. This just launched, and I am so excited to show you guys how it goes on and how it works because it is super unique. She is perfectly fat and flat in all the right places. So this is a pretty buildable mascara. It volumizes, builds, lengthens, and lifts. You see the flat to fat wand helps achieve all of that in one. The thick side, the fat side, the juicy side is the one that is going to really get in there to give you that volume and lift up those lashes. And I'm gonna show you guys a quick little hack too, in case you guys ever struggle with mascara getting on your eyelid. Thank me later. This is like the most amazing way to prevent that from happening. So what I'm gonna do is go in with this brush right here. I'm gonna place it right on my eyelid, and I'm gonna use the fat side to comb through every single lash and give it the volume. And by putting this brush here, it's preventing any of the mascara from getting on my eyelid. Really take your time styling your lashes. That is gonna be the most important thing to really get your lashes to look the way you want them to. So now that we have that on there, I'm just gonna use the flat side of the brush, and it's what's going to define and really curl those lashes. I'm gonna use the front side of it and target the hard to reach areas and the little hairs. So here is a side-by-side comparison of my eyelashes with the mascara and without it. Keep in mind that I didn't re-dip back for any product. I used specifically what's on the wand, build it up, and if I feel like I need another coat, I let it dry down a little bit and then build again if I feel like I really need it, but I think in this case we are good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this side and give you guys more information on this mascara. So the formula on this is really nice and creamy, but very lightweight. It doesn't weigh the lashes down at all. It's also a long-wearing formula, so it's gonna hold the volume and curl for a long period of time. It's also sweat and smudge resistant as well, which is really nice, so you don't have to worry about it coming off middle of the day. So now that I did a few coats, I'm gonna go back in with my brush. All right, so that is the lash application. I'm gonna look up so you can see how bomb they look, the full impact that it gives. You wanna side eye your boo, you looking at the food. Wherever you're looking at, your lashes are gonna look so bomb. So this mascara is available right now if you guys wanna check it out, along with the shadows and pretty much everything else that's in this video. So definitely do not pass on this. So now that we hit that, I'm gonna go ahead and back up the camera a little bit, and we're gonna work on the face now. And we're gonna come back to the bottom of the eyes a little later. I usually wait to do that to the end because we're gonna be playing with powders and concealers, and I need to get up in here and clean this area up. But we'll circle back to the eyes a little later. So I'm gonna go in with the Soft Silk Hydrating Primer. So this one is gonna be a hydrating primer that is great for normal to dry skin. But what's nice about this formula is that it's lightweight. It's not a heavy cream or anything like that. It feels almost like you're putting some crema on your face, like a very lightweight one. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap it into the skin, kind of push it into everywhere. And then for my foundation, I'm gonna be going in with the Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation in the shade 255. And I'm gonna put this on with their 115 foundation brush. I'm gonna just add this with my finger onto my skin. I'm really, really red right now. I actually have been back into full workout mode. I'm really excited because I kind of fell off a little bit in the winter time. You know, holidays, partying, siempre en la calle. You're bound to just kind of not really care anymore. So I kind of fell off for a few months, but I have been back into the gym and it feels so good. And I just recently got back into all of my hot classes. I love, 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 love hot Pilates and hot yoga. It is one of my favorite workouts to do. That's why I'm really red lately, but it feels so good to be back on the grind. Comment down below if you guys are also back in the gym or making any of your 2020 goals happen so far. Anyway, so I am blending everything out with the 115 foundation brush, which is pretty much like a kabuki brush. And personally, my favorite to apply foundations with. I think it blends it out so nicely and gives you a true airbrush finish on the skin. I find myself getting more coverage with these kind of brushes as well. And this foundation is pretty full coverage. It's actually a medium to full coverage, but you can really build it up to be full if you want it to. And it is long wearing as well. So I'm gonna go in with the Instant Retouch Concealer in the shade 180. I don't really want to carve out my eye much, but I do want to round it out. So I'm just gonna take in the concealer and I'm pretty much adding it where I really want to add brightness on my face. We're trying to be natural right now, which is pretty much snatched and natural at the same time. I did not make up that word. Somebody actually sent it to me one time on Instagram. I can relate to that word so much. So that's why I love what this does, because we're bringing a little bit of lightness into certain areas, brighten it up. And then for the middle part, it really does wonders because it does really snatch up this entire center of my face. And then now I'm just taking in the brush and buffing it kind of over the shadow, and it kind of cleans it up for me, which is what I want it to do. And I know for me, when it comes to my shadows, sometimes I have a really bad habit of doing my little zoop, cleaning up my shadow, and then it completely gives me a full glam going out eye on a Monday. All right, so we're now gonna go in and do some bronzing, which is so funny because I went from using my summer foundation to then adding a lighter concealer to brighten me up, and now we're bronzing once again. But it all makes sense. It all comes out really flawlessly at the end. So this is my absolute favorite bronzer from Fenty. I use this all the time, and it is Private Island. If you guys have never played with Fenty bronzers, definitely check them out. The formula on them is so good. The way they blend and apply on is so lovely as well. They have tons of shades to choose from. Private Island works really great for my skin tones. If you're on the more olive side, you might want to check this one out. I think you'll really like it. So I'm doing the bronzer before I go into the baking so it can really stick on. Also use a little bit to just kind of define right there. And then I'm also going to hit my hairline pretty much anywhere that I feel like I want to be a little bit more bronzy. I'm also going to do a little bit of contouring, and this is so crucial for my schnoz. Like, I feel like I cannot do a look without contouring because for me it truly frames the face. I like to start this inside of my nose and then kind of connect it into the brow slash like lid area. It looks more natural that way versus having just two lines down the middle. So again, just gonna buff it down and then roll it into the brow area. And then when I'm done, I'm just gonna grab my beauty blender, kind of go down the middle of the nose. It kind of just sculpts it for you. All right, next we're gonna go into baking, and I'm using today the Fenty Butter Baking. I've never had this in my life before, and I'm so excited to try this out because you guys know I'm pretty loyal to the ones that I use, but who knows, this might be my new favorite one. So I'm dipping my beauty blender into there. I'm gonna go directly underneath my eyes and just set. I'm pretty much just pressing and setting all underneath. Sides of the nose as well. And I'm using the tip of the beauty blender to get as close as I can to really define it out. I'm gonna go back in with the True Natural palette and do a little bit of smoking underneath of my eyes. So I'm gonna mix these two shades, the ones that I mainly used in my crease. And I'm just going to tap and blend. I'm not trying to add too much color on here. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with the Fly pencil eyeliner. This is a pencil eyeliner for the waterline, for the lid. I've been using it so much, as you can see. This is a twist up eyeliner that glides on so nicely. It's really easy to work with. You can use it on the lid to smoke out your liner. It's easy to blend out. So it has a really nice creamy formula. It's long wearing and water resistant. And this comes in 20 shades. So you can find it in mattes, in metallics, in glitters, in shimmers. I've been using the black one on my waterline and it stays so put. I'm so picky when it comes to eyeliners in my waterline. I cannot deal with any kind of bleeding or moving. I need it to stay in place. After I do that, I'm now gonna go back in with the dark brown eyeshadow and that same pencil brush. And I'm just gonna go over what I had already applied on. This in the way to me just kind of officially sets the lower lash line, but it's also kind of setting the eyeliner as well. So you're kind of creating your own little barrier to protect the liner from ever running. I'm gonna go ahead and just press the powder now into my skin. So I'm pressing and kind of rolling it out at the same time. And lastly, I'm just gonna coat my bottom lashes with the mascara. So I'm pretty much gonna use the flat side. So using the flat side really combs through each and every single lash. So we're pretty much done with this look. All we got left to do is the lips, and that is it. So I'm gonna be mixing two of these Stunna lip paints in Unveil and Unbutton. So two lip colors right here. I'm gonna do the dark one on first and then pop the lighter one in the center. So let's go. I'm gonna go in with MAC Chestnut Lip Liner. All right, and then now I'm gonna pop a little bit of a button in the middle. Even though this looks so pretty like that, I do like the contrast that these two give together. Lastly, I'm gonna go in with the Kilowatt highlight, and I'm gonna add just a baby amount onto my nose. I just need like a little bit, like just a little glow, you know? And lastly, I'm gonna do something on camera that doesn't really make any sense because you guys can't smell it, but I'm gonna add some perfume. I felt it's only right to tie it into the look. So today I'm gonna be using Britney Spears Fantasy. Comment down below if you guys have ever owned this perfume or have ever worn it. It is so nostalgic. It reminds me of middle school and high school. It's one of my favorites, but I found it on Amazon recently and I'm so glad to have it back in my life. So I'm gonna spray some on and hopefully you guys get a vibe of how I smell right now because this look is fire and it deserves a fire smell to go with it. So that concludes today's makeup tutorial. Comment down below if you guys enjoyed it and let me know if you guys are gonna be checking out any of Fenty's new products, the mascara, the snap shadows, the eyeliner, or anything else I mentioned in today's video. So with that being said, guys, thank you again for watching. I appreciate it so much, and thank you, Fenty, again for working with me, and I will see you guys later. Have a good rest of your week. Bye.